Like Canada's a pretty good place because it's multicultural.
Yes, Canada is very a multicultural place, but a lot of people don't take a lot into their heritage.
I think it's more people who are not educated with culture.
Because a lot of people don't care about their cultures these days now.
And people shouldn't be afraid to embrace those values. They shouldn't be afraid to see what their own roots are all about, sort of thing.
Where they should be exploring stuff like their history and their culture and what makes them them.
Because of immigration, I feel like a lot of Filipino youth that are born within Canada sort of lose that sense of pride, I guess, in Filipino culture.
Like you're not going to learn except from what your parents tell you.
It keeps them on their feet, it keeps them going, doesn't make them go around, do stuff out with bad kids.
It's really a nice thing for them to come together and everything, have fun, bring culture into their lives.
It was never really intended for kids, but I mean, it grew that way. So now kids are coming, they're learning about Chinese culture, they're learning about responsibility, you know, stuff like commitment.
This is a really good thing for some kids. They don't have the culture in their lives, and this really brings it into their life. That's how it is for a lot of people, because I didn't have this culture when I was a kid either. This kind of brought me to my culture. Basically what it is different reserves. Different reserves have it, and it's just like a gathering for family and friends. Anyone can come in and it's like a drop-off center. You can come and bring your kids to come learn how to dance, drumming.
It's a tradition thing that we like to do to make us feel really good inside.
I think it's really important because for me it was really important. It helped me socially to with talking basically talking, making friends with everyone.
As it keeps our culture alive and we can share it with people.
It's fun.
Because I want to keep our culture going.
At the end of the day, it makes me feel really good. I have this good, warm sense of feeling.
Feels like I'm doing my family proud.
Ever since I was 7, I think, I came into a program like this. Now I'm teaching one. What it means to me is, I think it means a lot to me because showing people my culture, expressing myself really, my background.
The Jingwu started in the 1980s by my father and a few other guys that moved from Hong Kong. And they started it because they just wanted the Chinese community to have a connection back to home.
Line dancing is it's a very multicultural organization. It shows our culture and who we are.
Something my dad got me into. It's just something different. It's just something that is more interesting than just self-defense or just martial arts.
It's all very family here. And so they spend time, they're very social here, right? So kids get to meet other kids, so they get to be very friendly, meet new people.
Do the teaching, maintenance. So for me, it was kind of a responsibility thing, but also, like I said, it's that connection to kids that I like, because I mean, like I said, now, especially nowadays with kids, they're always so, you know, where's my iPad, where's my iPhone? They don't really care about things, and this kind of takes them away from that.
Because they have no one to push them to where they want to go. They have no one to push them to do their own cultures. They don't speak their own languages at home. Yes, some do, but that's really older generations' families, right? But newer generations, not so much anymore. It's slowly depleting.
It's almost a society of wants instead of a society of needs. You know, to be a whole person, you got to understand where you came from. Right. So, I mean, I think it's interesting because I've always wanted to learn where my family came from and where their family came from. And I don't think that exists with most people nowadays. It is important to kind of know why as opposed to just know about.
I'm part of the University of Calgary Filipino Students Association. Basically, it's both a cultural and a social club that comprises of just teaching our members basic culture, Filipino culture, or the happy sort of fun dances of the Philippines that includes tinikling.
The people are really fun and we learn a lot of things about Filipino culture. I'm an upcoming generation because me and my sister were born here and we didn't really know anything about Filipino culture. People are able to, what's it called? What's the word? Express their culture without impeding on other ones, and it's like an open system in Canada.
I like being part of FCA because it just, initially I wanted to learn more about my like Filipino culture, and it ended up being more than that. And I ended up making a lot of really good friends, as well as learning a lot about dances and whatnot. And just the general atmosphere has been really positive and really just tight-knit. There's not very many groups in Calgary that actually teach like cultural dances, and I feel like FSA is really good in that because our like target audience is youth, like university youth sort of thing. It's basically those the groups that we have that primarily focus on like showing Filipino culture to the youth that I feel is really, really important. You could say that FSA throughout the school year, we as members all get closer, and we basically turn into a family by the end of the year.
Well, I hope like more people like me join who didn't know anything about like this kind of Filipino culture, like the dance culture and like all the different dances and the tribes that made them.
Just exposure. I think just exposing just the roots and the culture to people who are interested and the people who just want to see what it's all about. I think just doing that might be enough to expose and keep culture going.
Sticking their kids in more multicultural things to do, like not just their own, but letting other people explore like Korean cultures, Japanese cultures. You never know.
No, you don't force it on anyone. That's the main thing. The kids that come here want to come, and their parents want to bring them. If people just get engaged with that kind of thing, you just got to find that spark that interests them, and that's what'll happen.